what are some additional like safety features that people typically undervalue or aren't really paying close attention to, that really sets the all-in-one product aside from all other first lien HELOC products out there?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, I think the fact of the matter is that we have been doing this product for almost 20 years, has some sort of validity to it. Some of the safety features associated with this product, are kind of on our side as terms of underwriting guidelines, but we don't just have them as underwriting guidelines to have them. It's more like this is our safety feature to make sure that this is a good product for you. So, yes, we want to see low debt to income ratios because we want to make sure that you're not spending every single dollar that you earn.
Hmm.
That makes sense. On top of, it's like a checks and balance. We need to make sure it works here, but we also have to make sure it works here. So, just because you have good income doesn't mean that you don't go and spend money on the one-time expense things that aren't cars and credit cards and so on. So we need to see that reserve component. Can you show us that you save money? Can you show you that you save money? Again, we're wanting to make sure that we're doing these so that you, as the individual getting into the product, um, have already had a history of really this product being something beneficial for you, but just not knowing or not being in the product. And again, additionally, we want to make sure that you have good credit scores, that you are making the payments on the debts and bills that you already have. Again, verifying that you are able to do that. Um, you know, it, it, the safety functionalities of making sure the product's a good product for the individual is kind of those major three. Now, even further into it, um, the all in one realistically, we like this the safety functionality of like your money is remaining your money at the end of the day. So you're not giving the money to the bank, which banks really like, and it's, well, how do you end up making money on this product? And realistically, it's, we don't make as much money on a 30-year mortgage, but it's not about us making all of this money, or us, the bank making all of the money, or a bank making all of the money. It's how can we have you, the individual, actually reap some of the reward of this industry? Because something like 10 to 12 years of your 30-year mortgage, the first 10 or 12 years almost only really goes towards interest.
Right.
Um, so I would personally say that that's a safety functionality. You're not just spending your money to pay the interest. If you plan on living in a home for 10 years, you don't pay it down drastically all too much, um, which I think it probably feels nice to have more money in your pocket.
Yeah, absolutely. I think another one that I have heard you say in some of my other videos is, of all the current customers from 2006 all the way to today, the all-in-one has never uh, been foreclosed on. No one's ever foreclosed on their all-in-one loan product, or I should say, the bank has never called someone's loan, right? Or
Yeah,
just
as far as I'm
random.
aware, based off the last time we chatted, yes. I mean, um, now is it certainly possible? Yes. Like, there's no reason to hide that. If somebody had a $500,000 line of credit amount and they owed 100 grand, and they're over time not making any deposits into that account, and they start to begin to owe 390,000, and they're working their way up to their line of credit of 500,000,
Hmm.
they're gonna say, "Hey, what's going on here?
Right.
Are you okay? Is something
Well,
happening?" They're going
right.
to ask
So
you. So
so
I would again look at that as a safety functionality.
yeah.
Um,
Well,
one
that's
of the
different. That's different. I
Yes,
think, let me clarify. What I'm talking about is like, you have a lot of people that are afraid of HELOCs because of what happened in
2008.
2008 and also COVID,
Correct.
where banks were just not issuing HELOCs for a period of time. So what I'm getting at is, let's say, just looking at customers that have used the product correctly,
Hmm.
there's never been a scenario where the client was stripped of their
Not to my
revolving
knowledge. No.
access. Yeah,
Not to my
they
knowledge. No.
weren't just randomly not because of their own doing or making a late payment or maxing out the line. That's totally different. That makes
Yeah.
sense. But someone that is paying consistently on time, they're accelerating it down, they're doing all the right stuff, they've never had that product stripped right from under them.
Never seen that. And one of the cool things that I would also kind of say is a security feature to a degree is that the bank is obviously FDIC insured, but if you owe, again, let's say you have a line of credit of 500,000 and you happen to have owed 500,000 and you paid it to zero. So now you have that 500 grand sitting in the bank. Obviously the home is securing that. Once you pay a home to zero, you have the positive 250,000 on the other end. So again, in my mind, it's my home is securing this amount of money and FDIC is securing this amount of money. So in reality, it actually ends up feeling and being more than just going into a standard bank because you're
Mm.
essentially securing your funds via the property, which is kind of nice. You know, it's additional security for your money.
Okay, that's very interesting because again, folks, the all-in-one loan product, the breakdown of it, it's the loan, the original loan that you got issued with, which is also the line of credit
Mhm.
limit that you have. So line of credit, loan together. Then it's a checking account. So you have a checking account and routing number, which is FDIC insured,
Mhm.
which the checking account is my line of credit. So it's the same. You'll like when you log in to your portal, you'll see the checking account and you'll see the line of credit. But the account and routing number of the checking account is the same as the line of credit,
It actually, so
right?
the money goes
Or no?
the close. The checking and
Close?
savings is the money that comes in and goes out. Think of it as the thing that's
Okay.
moving.
Got
It's the item that's moving the money from your line of credit. So if you need 20 grand, it pulls it from here to here and then disperses it, or vice versa. You earn your money, it goes in here. It's
Gotcha.
kind of like a buffer account.
Mm,
That's kind of
okay.
how it works. Can't just have money go directly into the line of credit. We can go into the checking and then into the line of credit.
Got it. So the checking and account routing number, that checking and savings function, is FDIC insured,
Yes,
250
the
grand.
checking is.
Then I got the $500,000 line of credit here that, in your example, I completely paid off, which
Hmm.
is secured by the equity of my home. So,
Exactly.
so if my home is worth 600,000, right? The only reason why that $500,000 line of credit that's paid off, the only reason why this should randomly reduce on me, right? Or maybe temporarily get frozen by an all-in-one or any other bank for that matter, is if the value of the home, 600 grand, just drops below 500,000 in valuation. Would that
And in
be
some
one of
instances, we
the
didn't even, and in some instances, we didn't even see that happen. Again, it's
okay.
kind of going to be based off of the individual. That's kind of really the best way to get after it.
Mhm. An
But for,
example, would an example be that they owed 475 grand or 450 grand, value of the home drops tremendously, and now we're kind of underwater with it. Would you say in that example that's more
well,
of
if that individual has paid the balance down by 25 grand, I mean, that's their money. So they're still having
right?
access to
They
their
still
money.
have access to it. Okay.
If they owed $10,000 on their home and they refinanced into this product and pulled it up to $490,000 and they never deposited any money in there, it looks unique. It looks so, again, you
Okay.
can pull money out and you can do what you want with it, but if the account kind of is like, hey, I just got this and I'm going to forget it, and month over month over month goes by and they're starting to receive these, maxed out line of credit late payment notices,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's, hey, what's happening? This is not right. So
Right.
it's hard to just say for certain guaranteed anything because there's so many different unique scenarios, and I wouldn't want to say one sliver of a scenario and then have other people go, oh, that's totally okay. So I
Yeah.
mean, there's so many moving parts.
Yeah. So in a nutshell here, in summary, when you use an all-in-one loan that's structured in this kind of way, and when you, the user, use it properly and efficiently, we really have nothing to worry about as it relates to the accessibility of the line of credit. And the all-in-one is designed to be paid off over the same 30-year period.
or
So
faster.
it's not like you're going to have this line of credit just open-ended forever, right? So the first 10 years of the all-in-one, you've got the accessibility of what you currently started with in your credit
Yeah,
line,
the max line of credit.
the max. And then after the 10 years, 1 month, the line of credit starts to reduce. A very small amount, but eventually goes to zero.
Yes.
So it's like an incentive to like actually, make sure that not only did we accelerate this line of credit and paid off a ton of debt, but there's also the aspect of being able to leverage that equity to invest and actually create wealth with debt, how to convert
Hmm.
debt to wealth and create cash flow and, financial freedom, really go to the next level with that particular tool. So there's safety in that alone, right? Because it sort of encourages not over leveraging oneself to take unnecessary amount of risk, right?
Exactly.
In that regard. So I think that is these are some really underrated values in terms of the safety of the product from the very beginning, from a qualification standpoint. Not every single American is going to qualify for this. I'd say the vast majority of Americans wouldn't qualify right off the bat for this all-in-one. This is really for people that have displayed disciplines, good credit, good cash flows, good checks and balances, good, P&L statements for the most part, and you're being rewarded. You're given the opportunity to actually team up with a bank and participate in the win that the bank is getting. So it creates a win-win scenario.
Hmm.
Bank wins, you win, you get to participate with that. And I think another aspect, if you'd like to touch on this, is maybe talk about some of these additional safety features as it relates to the relationship with the bank and the customer. To your point about, when a client is, maybe their track record has been this with their all-in-one going down, but then the last 6 months it's been shooting up, and not going down with it.
And that's okay. I mean,
Right.
that's the thing about this product is it, again, it's your money, and if you've paid it down by 100 grand and you go up by 40 grand, it's really
Right.
it's a non-issue
But
in that.
can you talk to like what you're wanting to do, right? And what CMG Financial All-in-One
Yes.
is wanting to do with customers, just in regards to the relationship between you and the bank, the customer, and
Yeah.
actually wanting them to succeed with their product, being
So
able to
we're working
bounce
on trying
ideas.
to, yeah, we're working on trying to put together kind of the user interface associated with the all-in-one that says, hey, and these are not super specifics, but these are kind of just some of the ideas that have been thrown out. Hey, you've closed your loan 12 months ago. From 12 months ago till today, you've saved X dollars a month on average. At that trajectory, your completed date or your payoff date is going to be X. We're talking about having visually separated different accounts because we can't have account number one, account number two, account number three, because those are not going to be sitting in your all in one. But if it's, hey, every month I want to allocate $500 to my vacation fund or to my charity fund or what have you, you can see those line items on there, but the money never actually leaves your account. And there's just features and functions to make the individual's experience when they're on the site more enjoyable, but also give them way more opportunity and maneuverability than maybe they even currently have in their current bank. It's truly going to be that one-stop shop for, hey, is this the right time for me to start looking into other investments? And, how do I potentially eliminate my debt slightly faster? What is my interest rate uh, average from everything that I own and owe? Just some of those are some of the ideas that have kind of been thrown out on how we're working on creating this.
Cool. Yeah, I like that.